Think you know what's hiding under the hood of a truck? Think again. There's more to it than meets the eye. On a family sedan, the hood is basically a glorified lid. It protects the engine, sure, and helps the car cut through the air. Pretty simple. But on a semi-truck, opening that hood is like opening the door to a machine shop. You don't just see one engine, you see a whole ecosystem working together. Here's what usually greets you when the hood swings open. A massive diesel engine block, about the size of a small hot tub. On some trucks, it sticks out so far that mechanics literally need ladders to reach the top. A maze of hoses, pumps, and filters. Each one carries fluids, air, or fuel to exactly where it needs to go. Think of it like veins and arteries in a giant's body. Extra equipment you'd never expect, like secondary cooling systems, electronics for emissions control, or even tiny air compressors tucked in behind the block. To give you perspective, your average car might weigh 3,500 pounds and pull a little boat trailer on a vacation. A semi? It's legally allowed up to 80,000 pounds on US highways. That's like dragging around 20 SUVs at once. And here's where it gets wild. These trucks don't just run for a couple hours like your car on a daily commute. They'll run for days straight. Imagine taking your family car on a non-stop road trip from New York to Los Angeles without turning it off, and then doing it again and again every single week. That's what the gear under the hood is built for. Now, let's talk about the star of the show, the diesel engine. Unlike gas engines in cars, these are inline-six turbocharged diesels. Think brands like Cummins, X15, Caterpillar, C15, Detroit Diesel DD15, Volvo D13, or Scania DC16. These aren't just engines, they're legends in the trucking world. Why do so many trucks use an inline-six? Here's why. Fewer moving parts than a V8, which means fewer things that can break. Perfectly balanced design, less vibration, smoother operation, longer lifespan. Unmatched durability. Many run over 1,000,000 miles before needing a full rebuild. That's like circling the Earth 40 times without giving up. Let's put some numbers on it. A Honda Civic, maybe 150 horsepower. A Ford F-150, around 400 horsepower. A modern semi-engine, anywhere from 450 to 600 horsepower, sometimes even pushing 700 in special applications. Where your car engine might give you 200 pound-feet of torque, a semi-engine delivers upwards of 2,050 pound-feet. That's the twisting force that actually gets a fully loaded 18-wheeler moving. Think of it like this. Horsepower is how fast you can run. Torque is how much weight you can carry on your back. And trucks are basically the strongmen of the highway. So every time a truck leaves a stoplight carrying 40 tons of freight, that engine is basically bench pressing a freight train just to roll forward. Engines are like athletes. If they can breathe better, they perform better. That's why semis use huge turbochargers. These spin at insane speeds, sometimes over 100,000 RPM, to cram extra air into the cylinders. More air equals more fuel equals bigger controlled explosions. Some trucks even use twin turbos, a smaller turbo for low speeds and a giant one that kicks in on the highway. The result? Smooth power delivery whether you're crawling uphill or blasting down I-80. But here's a secret a lot of folks don't realize. Trucks also rely on compressed air for way more than just engine breathing. Air brakes. Instead of hydraulic fluid like cars, trucks use compressed air. It's safer because if a hose breaks, the brakes lock on instead of failing. Ever heard that loud hiss when a truck stops? That's compressed air being released. Air suspension. Many trucks and trailers ride on air-filled bags instead of steel springs. This lets drivers level the load, cushion bumps, and even kneel the truck for easier loading. Air-powered transmissions. In some rigs, the shifting itself is partly powered by compressed air systems. So the next time you hear a truck make that loud psht sound at a stoplight, just imagine it sighing, because it's literally managing compressed air the way our bodies release pressure when we breathe out. Picture this. You're hauling 40 tons up a steep mountain in Nevada. It's 110 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and your engine is working at full power for hours. That block under the hood is basically a rolling furnace. That's why trucks need cooling systems that make your car look like a kiddie pool. Here's what you'll find. Massive radiators, sometimes two side by side, as tall as the hood itself. Multiple cooling fans, often hydraulically powered so they can spin faster and harder when needed. Huge coolant capacity. While your car might hold 2 gallons of coolant, a semi can hold up to 15 gallons. That's enough to fill a small bathtub. And overheating isn't just inconvenient in these rigs, it's catastrophic. If a semi overheats halfway up a mountain, the driver could lose hours waiting for it to cool down, costing hundreds in delivery delays. That's why you'll sometimes see drivers pull over, hoods tilted forward. They're literally helping their beast breathe again. If the engine is the heart, then all the fluids and filters are its lifeblood. Check this out. Oil filters. Trucks don't just sip oil, they drink it. Many hold 40 to 50 quarts of oil. That's like 10 bottles of soda compared to a car's single can. Oil isn't just for lubrication, it's critical to cooling and cleaning the engine too. Fuel filters. Diesel engines are super picky about fuel quality. Even a small speck of dirt can clog an injector. That's why semis often have dual filter systems to keep everything spotless. Air filters. Ever seen those giant canisters under the hood? They can filter thousands of gallons of air per minute, keeping dust and bugs from choking the engine. DEF tanks. Modern rigs have diesel exhaust fluid tanks, which inject fluid into the exhaust stream to neutralize harmful gases. It might look messy with hoses everywhere, but every single line is part of a carefully engineered life support system for the engine. Miss one oil change or skip a filter swap, and the entire operation is at risk. Here's where things get fun. Not everything under the hood is what you'd expect. Electronics and computers. Today's trucks are rolling supercomputers. Engine control units, ECUs, diagnostic ports, dozens of sensors measuring everything from fuel pressure to turbo boost. Mechanics don't just use wrenches anymore, they use laptops. PTOs, power takeoff units. Some trucks can run hydraulic systems straight off the engine. That's how garbage trucks compact trash, how cement mixers spin their drums, or how tow trucks lift massive loads. Insulation. Pop open the hood of a European long-haul truck and you'll notice insulation panels designed to keep noise down for both the driver and the outside world. Some trucks are so quiet you barely hear them idle. So yeah, under the hood isn't just an engine anymore. It's basically a portable power plant, ready to adapt to whatever job the world throws at it. So the next time you see a trucker tilt open that massive hood, remember, you're not just looking at some greasy engine. You're looking at a diesel heart built to last 1,000,000 miles, air systems that run brakes, suspension, and more, cooling systems big enough to keep a blast furnace in check, and a hidden brain full of sensors and tech keeping it all in line. It's not just an engine bay. It's a powerhouse that keeps our world stocked with food, fuel, and every Amazon box on your doorstep. So, did this surprise you? What's the wildest thing you expected to find under there before watching? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this peek behind the hood, give this video a like, subscribe for more, and share it with that one friend who still thinks trucks are just big cars. Because now, you know, there's so much more.